I'm going to show you, hands down, the best and easiest kombucha recipe anywhere on the internet. We learned this recipe from watching 1,000,007 YouTube videos and trial and error. And we believe that what we make here at home is probably better than any kombucha that you're going to find in the store. So here are actually 2 finished kombuchas. I'm not sure if it's going to fizz. It's not going to fizz. So there are 2 here that we have. Maybe this one will fizz. Nah, this one didn't fizz either. Okay, so anyway, this is what our kombucha looks like when it's done. We like our kombucha to be really strong, like have a lot of carbonation, but not super vinegary. So we're going to show you how we make ours here at home. Okay, so before we get started, the most important thing that you need is patience. This is a baby. It's a real thing. It's not going to happen overnight. So a few basic questions. You always need to use glass. Plastic is not very good for SCOBYs or kombucha. So everything that you need should be glass. And also it's good for the environment. So you need a container to make your kombucha in. We make our kombuchas in 2 because we like it and we drink a lot of it. You also need to invest in a storage container because every time you make kombucha, you will grow a SCOBY. We have a lot of SCOBYs and I'm actually giving them away as we speak. You will need measuring cups. We use a cup and a quarter cup. You will not be topping your fermentating kombucha. It causes a lot of gas, and what we've also known by horrible experience is that it will blow. We've had bottles explode, so you also need to be careful. You just need a cloth because it needs to breathe. I have cheesecloth. I got like 2 that I cut up, and this is stuff that you can use again and again and again. So in my opinion, you would probably invest for your first set of kombucha the amount it takes to buy 1 bottle. And then after that, you just use the same stuff over and over again. Okay, so we've got our glass, we've got our cheesecloth, we have our measuring cups, we have our SCOBYs, you need sugar, and you need basic tea bags. Another question, I would not recommend using Darjeeling tea or Earl Grey tea, just basic tea bags. I'm in Bali, so we have this here. America or other places just get like basic Lipton tea. The kombucha at the beginning will not be fancy. At the end, for your second fermentation, that's when you can add your flavor and everything else that you need. Okay, so I guess now we'll get started. Thanks. Did I forget anything? So hopefully you have all of your supplies ready to go. And now we're just going to go right into the recipe. So I'm going to try to do this with the best, most exact calculations as I possibly can. But for the most part, we eyeball it. So bear with me. So here are 2 jars here we got from just a local water. I'm assuming they're probably about a half a gallon. I don't think that they are 2 liters. I'm pretty sure they're probably like 1.8 liters. So the very first step is to make sure that your glasses are clean. Remember that SCOBYs are living creatures. They're going to grow. So make sure that it's nicely rinsed. In between kombuchas, maybe we'll wash it a little bit. Definitely not soap first, then water. Maybe like a little slightly soapy sponge. And then just make sure you rinse it really, really well. Also, I like to leave a little bit of water just soaking in the glass jars just to make sure all of that soap is gone. So these are nicely washed, dry, blah, blah, blah. So first thing is first you're going to take boiled water. So with our boiled water, this is a 1.2 liter thingy. So right now you're just going to boil your water. Make sure you have a glass that's sturdy enough that it will not explode once you add your water to the container. So we do not boil all of the water. We boil just the 1.2 liters. This actually looks like it's a little bit less. So for this one, it's just your 1.2 liters of water, And all you're going to do at this point is just take 8 tea bags, and then you're going to drape the 8 tea bags over the, okay. So here are the sizes of the tea bags. They're not extra large or anything. They're just the size of a regular tea bag that you would put into a cup of tea, okay? So then you take your 8 bags, and then you're just going to soak them in your hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes I do 10 minutes, sometimes I do 15 minutes. I don't let the bags touch the water. So I'll show you what I do here. So you got 8 bags, got your hot water. What I do is just make sure okay, there we go. So I just let them soak like that for 10 minutes. While this is soaking for 10 minutes, I'm gonna do the same thing to the other jar, and then I'll be back. Okay, through the abracadabra magic of video, I have both of my pots ready with tea. Alexa just informed me that my 15 minutes is up. So like I showed you before, you just take your 8 tea bags, you drape it into the water, and I just use a clip. So it's been 15 minutes. I will take my tea bags. I just use a wooden spoon, and then I will squeeze the rest of the goodness out of the tea bags. Okay, so at the end of this short video, it's going to take you a few hours before you can get to the next step. So this is where the magic happens for us. Our secret recipe with the sugar. So our choice for sugar is just plain Bob's sugar. There's nothing organic or fantastic. Do not use brown sugar. It makes it weird. We've tried it. It's very strange. It's my cat. Just use regular white sugar, okay? Glass containers, basic tea bags, basic sugar. So what we choose for our recipe, so as I've said, so here's my jar. I have 1.2 liters of hot water in here, 8 tea bags, right? So then at this point, this is what we have learned from our estimations, what we like to do with our tea. 1 cup of sugar. It doesn't have to be exact. It's not a cake. 1 cup of sugar and 1/4. And then that's it. A cup of sugar and 1/4. So after this, I will just stir the sugar, make sure it's really diluted into the hot tea. When you taste it, it should taste like a nice cup of hot tea, a nice sweet cup of hot tea. It won't be overly sweet or anything like that. Okay, so after that, you just pour it, and then you mix it, and then my time lapse will be probably a few hours because this needs to be completely cooled. In order to speed up the process a little bit, I will add some regular temperature water to it. I guess you could probably add cold water to it as well, but I usually just do regular temperature water to it, and I just leave it. But you need to leave it until this tea is nowhere near hot. It needs to be absolutely room temperature. So if you want to make this in the morning and then come back after work and come back in the afternoon to finish it, then I would recommend that. Okay, so I'll mix this in a little bit. So what we do at this point, so because I usually eyeball it, I'm going to count it this time to see. So this is pretty much the end of your preparation process. The next thing you're going to do after this is just wait for it to cool, and then you are going to drop in your SCOBY. So that's 3, 4, 5, probably 6. Okay, so 1.5 liters of hot water, and then I add in 6 cups of room temperature or cold water. Okay, see you in a little bit. You you beautiful soon-to-be hippies. Now is the time to be sad because your journey making kombucha is going to come to an end for at least the next week. So it's okay to cry. Okay, so it's been about 4 hours or so since I put my sugar in my tea. And as you can see, obviously I corrected the mistake. This is actually 3 liters each. So we make about 6 liters of kombucha. And we will go through this kombucha in the next 10 days for sure. So like the kombucha we had before, usually we need to make a new batch right after that batch is done. If you have about a glass or 2 every day, you're gonna go through 6 liters. 3 liters here, 3 liters here. As far as the water, I eyeball it to about here, to this from here. But I calculated, so as of this point with the 1.2 liters and then the 6 cups, there's about 2.6 liters of water in here. So for 2.6 liters of water, you have 8 tea bags, 8 regular sized tea bags that you soak for 10 to 15 minutes, and 1 cup and 1/4 cup of sugar. That's it. That's our magic recipe. The secret is out. Okay, so as I talked about in the video before, kombuchas do not get stored in the fridge. They will kill kombuchas. Coldness kills kombuchas. So this jar will go up into the cabinet. When we moved in, we decided to designate this cabinet to kombucha. So you need to take one of your SCOBYs. I want to show you some of ours. We have a little bit of giant, freaky SCOBYs here. So remember, every time you brew kombucha, you will get a new SCOBY. That's the way it goes. So we have these mammoth size kombucha SCOBYs, if you can see here. So this is my finger, and this is this thing. These things are ginormous. I don't know why we grow such massive SCOBYs. So when your SCOBYs are stored, they need to be submerged in starter tea. What is starter tea? Starter tea is tea that a SCOBY sits in for 8 to 10 days. So this, after a week or 8 days, will be starter tea. Okay? Can you make kombucha without a SCOBY? No. Can you make kombucha with a SCOBY and no starter tea? No. You can try, but it is a very good possibility that you will kill your SCOBY. Okay? So you actually only need about 1 cup of starter tea to start this 3-liter container of kombucha. Okay? So we have these ginormous ones here. So in this container, I want to say I have at least 10. Okay, so this big boy will go here. You can choose, if you have smaller ones, to put more than 1. You can put more than 1 SCOBY in a kombucha tea. It's not going to hurt it. It's perfectly fine. But because ours are so big and I'm trying to give them away, so here we go. There's this big boy, my finger. So I'm just going to put 1 each. And then that's all you need. If you want to order a SCOBY online, you will probably get something teeny tiny like this. A really, really small one, like this. So this is a SCOBY that we ordered online. This SCOBY made these SCOBYs. You don't need a big one to start. Okay, and then after that, I like to handle my SCOBYs with gloves. That's just my thing. So then that's it for our process. So at this point, I only need to take, this is a 1/2 cup. Just take 1 cup. 1, 2 of starter tea. And then that's all you need. And then your kombucha is ready to start. Okay, so after that, what we'll do is, and also you need to make sure not to drown your SCOBY. Okay? You need to make sure that you have some space because the SCOBY needs to grow. All right, so would it be okay to add a little bit more water here? Yeah, sure. But you don't want the water to go any higher than this area here. And actually, I'm just going to leave this here so that there's enough space for another SCOBY to grow. And it's okay, it's just the two of us. So now all I do at this point is take my, I wash these, my newly cleaned cheesecloth. I just cover it like that, one rubber band, super simple. And then I will put it up in my cabinet here, and I won't look at it for about 7 or 8 days. So the next video will show you what happens after that. So that's all you need for the first week in order to start your kombucha. What you need to order on Amazon or go to Ace Hardware is you need glass bottles for your second fermentation. We got these because they were cheap and they were cute. We have a friend who uses liquor bottles. You can use an Absolute bottle or something like that. You just need a glass bottle with an airtight top. Okay, so the first 7, 8 days, no airtight top. The kombucha and the SCOBY need to breathe. Okay, but after this fermentation process, and you get to your second fermentation process, where you can make things all sexy and add fruits and ginger and add your flavor, you need something that's airtight. Okay, I don't think I forgot anything. I'm going to make the next video in the next 7 or 8 days. So it is very important, write down somewhere. We have our little notepad here. I will write down right now what day we started this. Don't keep going in and out of the cabinet or the dark area. I know you get excited, but just leave her be. Come back in about 7 or 8 days, and we'll explain to you what you're looking for when you do that. Okay guys, good luck on your kombucha journey. I hope that you love it. I hope it makes you happy. Be patient. If this one doesn't turn out well, there's always a next time.